Got some snow geese calling off in the distance. Don't know if you can hear them through my wired mic. Cold, ugly day here in the nutnfancy project gun testing clinic by Coyote Hill. Private land. One of my favorite places. Owned by Wolfman. Thank you, Wolfman, for loaning me your land. And we are in field for a scope review, dudes. A by request scope review. And this is what happens pretty much every week. I get messages in the TMP Patreon Clubhouse, of which you should be a member. Thank you. I'll wait while you join up to be a paying member. I use their money to purchase this scope, by the way. Thank you. And the question I get is, what scope to mount up to my AR15? Now, yes, I usually refer them to previously done scope reviews in the project, of which there's been more than a few. I'll tell them, for instance, hey, Swamp Fox Arrowhead 1 to 10. And dude will go, you got any other suggestions? I'm like, why? Why? That scope is awesome. I highly recommend it. Every bit as good as this scope, by the way. I'll say Vortex, Strike Eagle, whichever variation you want. Really great, low cost, high performing scope. And I do get a lot of takers on those. Lots of TMPers use that scope with high success. But sometimes guy just wants fresher recommendations, newer scopes. And so I'm trying to do that for you guys. Here's one right here. This is a Sig Sauer Tango-MSR 1 to 10, technically an LPVO. Here's the box. Purchased again with donation dollars. Thank you, donors. So I did not get this from Sig. I got it, well, from my link below. Please use my links below, by the way, because you will be supporting this independent reviewing process. And I think most of you all like that process because you know you can get the straight skinny from your old Uncle Nutnfancy out here in field. So this is the one I chose. Nowadays, this is a power range I recommend a lot to you guys, 1 to 10. Because you have true 1 power going all the way out to a longer range capable 10 power. And by the way, this is the 28 millimeter version, 34 millimeter tube variation of the Tango MSR. How do I feel about the 34 millimeter tube? Honestly, I don't think I need it, but I'll take it. What we're going to get there is a higher range of adjustment. I think it's like 100 MOA in this version of the Tango MSR, 1 to 10 power. I'll take it. It is going to add a little more weight. This scope, I just weighed it 21.6 ounces. The Tango MSR 1 to 10 by 28. And this very cool, by the way, Alpha MSR cantilever mount is included with it. That is a huge plus. That's going to save you $100. So it's included with the scope. Another reason I'm super excited about the Sig Sauer MSR series as a whole. I think a lot of them do carry a mount, saving you time, especially going out and sourcing a 34 millimeter mount. Could be a problem. Yeah, so I think the mount is fantastic for what it is. It's not overly heavy. We're talking about weight still, 6.2 ounces. Is that the lightest scope around? Probably not. But keep in mind, it's a 34 millimeter tube. And I'll be rolling in some screen imagery during this in-field Get the Word Out review. It has a lot of capabilities, and I think it's really striking a good mid-range between size and weight efficiency. I don't think it's overly heavy for what it is delivering to you. Okay, another thing it's giving you is a fantastic reticle called a BDC-10, and here's what it looks like. It is illuminated, featuring 11 lume levels. And it's ran off a 2032 battery. Make sure you turn that sucker off. Otherwise, next time you go and shoot, you won't have any illumination. And by the way, in your pistol grip, you ought to carry at least another 2032. So this is not like a 50,000 hour runtime on that, like a Hollow Sun Red Dot. It's like a standard runtime, whatever it is, how many hours. And I'm in the cold here on this cold, ugly day, so it's going to be less. So it's striking a great balance between size and weight efficiency. I think It's reasonable. If you want to go super light, I recommend going lower magnification. They do have a 1:624 version of it, and also a MOTAC. I think that is just a motion alert on that version, Sig MSR. I haven't shot that one, I haven't looked at it, but I know it's out there in the catalog. And they have this series, the MSR series, in 1:6. So that will be lighter weight, less expensive. So if you are thinking that, hey, I don't think I'm going to push past 300 yards, you might want to just go with a 1:6. Again, if you're asking, I'm telling you, I'd go 1:10. I think it's chump change in the long scheme of things for you to worry about $50, even $100 with a scope. I mean, if you want to go crazy, go Night Force. You know, you can go, what is there, NSX 1:10? That thing's expensive. A lot of the 1:10 series from the higher end manufacturers are extremely expensive. You can go to town on them. And actually staying within the Sig lineup, you can go to very high levels of expense. They have one very much like this. It has the Hellfire reticle, extra low dispersion glass. This one, I think they call it high definition glass. This one has low dispersion glass. So really good glass for the money. That's what you need to know. Best? No, you're gonna have to pay more money, but good mid-range glass is what you're getting out of the MSR 1:10, 1:6. But if you go the mil spec version, I think they're putting it on the Sig MCX Spear XM7. You're gonna spend like $2,200 on that one. And it has some whiz bang stuff. And I'm talking the DVO model. I'm not super familiar with that one, but I'll put a link to it below. I say rock on. I mean, that's going to be a better scope than this. Extra high quality, but you're paying for it. What we're looking at here is, I wouldn't call this mid-range. I would say it's a step above mid-range, this particular Sig MSR. Other specifications. My mouth is freezing out here. So we have low profile dials here. Is that a problem for me? I wouldn't say it's a problem at all for me, because it's going on a tactical rifle, AR15, AK variant, sapper. Maybe a bolt action. You might put it on a bolt. I don't know. I don't mind the low profile. It makes a lot of sense. Really clear graduations on it. This is an MOA model, which I've always preferred. I'm not an MRAD guy, and I've always said that in the project. I don't have any need for MRAD. I shoot in yards, not meters. I talk yards usually. Sometimes I'll go meters, but generally I'm a MOA guy. And every click, I like this too. Every click is half MOA. Is that ideal? I don't know if it's ideal, but it gets you ranging a lot quicker. So I was just sighting this in. I just did a super rough zero on this for the video, and I really liked it. It's fewer turns to get where you're going. The caps, which I have off right now, are super high quality, milled aluminum. They're super lightweight. Look at the knurling on these things. The gloves are the Strong Suit General Utility. I love these gloves. So excellent. Workhorses in the project. And everything I talk about and show in my videos, I link below. Affiliate links, I get 7.3 cents if you click it. Please click it. It adds up. Look at the milling on that. Really nice. So could you run this without the caps on it? Yeah, I think you totally could. These turn very solidly. I don't think you'd bump them, but just to be sure, I'd put the caps on them. And then we'll look at the other side before I'm done, and that's your illumination side, where the 2032 and your lume levels are chosen. Good looking scope too. I mean, when I took it out of box, I was like, oh, it's well made. And check this out too. Look at the top. So I like that they put how many inch pounds to put on the scope. On the other side, they have a vertical line, horizontal line showing you how to mount the scope so it's not canted. That is the first time I've ever seen that, and that's coming out of the MSR. I don't know if every Sig MSR scope has that, but I thought it was a nice thing. I didn't really use it when I leveled it, but I did what I thought was level. Then I referenced that line, and it turned out to run right through the meridian of my 34 millimeter cantilever mount. Good looking scope. Notice, by the way, it has scope caps included that are fold flat. Check that out. That's pretty sick too. Is that important? I would say it's hugely important. Top production quality in play as always. because my Butler Creeks that I've had and other ones, if they pop up a little bit, that's how they're going to get snapped. Going in the case, however, they always get busted. Now, I haven't put hard use on this scope yet, obviously. This is a get the word out video, so I'm just telling you my opinion as I see it. As I shoot this, and I'm going to keep it, I'm not sending it back because I like it already. I just like the scope a lot. As I keep it, and if I find out it sucks, I'll talk about it in the videos. Like if there's a gun review, Tabletop will say, hey, that MSR scope, the scope caps busted off, no big surprise. Out here in my clinic, it's a common thing. It is common for me to bust scope cap. It's off to the point that I don't even put them on anymore, but they're included. They're some of the strongest I've seen yet of the plastic variety. Other specs. Field of view is 12 feet to 120 feet at 100 yards. The coating is called Spectra Coat. I don't know what the hell that means, but it's no doubt a light transmitting coating on the lenses. Again, low dispersion glass. Eye relief, that's an important thing. 3.22 to about 3.5. I find it's non-critical. Now I have some, as you can see, BUIS on there. And I was worried, and by the way, that's the latest gen of the Magpuls. Those are fantastic. The gun, by the way, is a Stag Arms 3G, also latest gen, test bed for optics and all the other stuff I test. Look, they totally tuck underneath the glass, no problem. They're super trim, super lightweight, link below. But I was afraid when I mounted that on the front, I would have to like retract my stock a lot to get to where I'm able to see the full picture on the scope. That is not the case. I think the eye relief is relatively generous is my point. The throw level, I can't speak, throw lever is fantastic, included. This one came threaded. I would probably throw a little bit of blue Loctite on there so it doesn't unthread, but I love throw levers. This is a competitive thing. So this came out of the 3-gun culture, I do believe, not the military culture. I don't know if the military is using them or not, don't really care. Military does a lot of stupid shit. I'm just saying the competition culture is where really great things happen and they filter down to the rest of us. Covered the mount. I love the mount. It is milled out, as you can see. Look at that, not extra aluminum on the side. And I think that's pretty much the scope. Relatively lightweight, seems strong, durable. Other variations, I was going to mention this. I talked about the 1:6, the DVO version. They also have high magnification versions with a whole bunch more features than this one has. So they're probably going to have even better glass. There's one 5 to 30 to 56. I saw it having extra low dispersion glass. Anti-cant feature in it. A bunch of cool stuff, but it's going to be much more expensive, much heavier. Maybe you put that on a 300 Winchester Mag, 338 Lapua, 50 BMG. They have the 1 to 26. I told you this is the 28 one. The one I like is, I like this 28 millimeter a little bit better. They also have some versions of the MSR that are in first focal plane. This is a second focal plane. If you don't know what I mean, it means the sizing of the reticle stays consistent as I go through my magnification range. Guys sometimes say they like the first focal plane because with certain reticles, they can range at any magnification using the reticle. But this is not really a ranging reticle. It's a BDC, bullet drop compensation reticle. And by the way, you're gonna have to spend time to find out where those markings coincide with your chosen load and your chosen gun. There really was no information in the box here from Sig. But so it doesn't really have like an MOA reticle, like per se. MSR BDC 10 reticle, illuminated, lifetime guarantee. They're calling it an infinite guarantee. I did notice somewhere here on the box it said the electronics are warranted for 5 years or something like that. There it is right there. High production value. And I'll suffice it to say they have other variations. I'm scrolling across the screen some of their other scopes. My links will probably take you either to Optics Planet, maybe Amazon. I'll figure out which one I'll send you to. And now it's time to do some shooting out of the MSR. Great scope so far. Really like it. Do you guys want this view? Probably, huh? So that's Coyote Hill. You've seen it a lot. It's a hill where we shot the Barrett 50 BMG. And yeah, I do wear hearing protection. Deal with it. Okay, so looking through the reticle, I haven't seen this reticle before. I've seen it, but I haven't shot through it. And I gotta say, I really like it. One of the things I like is it has 3 very thick stadia lines at the 9, 6, and 3 o'clock position. I love that. That's very cool. Because what it does is it draws your eye into the center of the scope. And I like that. Let's check out that illumination. So when I turn on the lume, I'm just getting the upside down donut and the dot illuminated. I do kind of wish the BDC stadia line was also illuminated. Here goes some shots on the tractor. Hit. Can you guys hear that? I have a wired mic, so I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I meant to set my other target up. Dang it, the wind blew it down. So I'll just shoot the tractor. Oh, dude. And we're empty. By the way, I'm shooting wolf out of that 3G. Wolf. That's pretty dang good. And now comes some brass and a mixture of just other stuff. Okay, let's test that. I told you the eye relief was generous. Let me see if I'm lying to you. So I'm going to put the buttstock all the way back. Top production value here. Yeah, it's pretty good. It seems like it likes it close. So if I were to mount this, when you guys get it, I would probably mount it closer to your eyeball rather than farther away. It seems like my eye wants to ride it closer, even though I can see it pretty good with my buttstock extended. It seems like this is a little bit better. I have like 1 notch in now. Help if I load the gun. What a great gun this is, by the way. Stag 3G. Holy cow, I love this gun. It's just my test bed, so I'm constantly putting stuff on and off it. That's a Gymtech Trek steel, just a workhorse suppressor on there, just to be considerate for folks who might be in the area. Nothing fancy. I wish I had that place to shoot. I'll tell you what, dude, it's awesome. Oh, let me shoot that huge steel plate up there. Oh, you heard that. All right, let me zero in on this. Scope doing great, no big surprise. You guys might be wondering what the heck I'm doing, so let me show you here. So that's actually a swather right there. So let me leave that there, zoomed in, and then what I'm doing, I'm shooting that huge steel plate that I placed with a Kubota tractor, the M80 backhoe. Man, that was a work job. Oh yeah, dude. Man, I'm just shooting 55s. I'm surprised how hard that's hitting. It's not super far. I'd say probably like 275 maybe. I didn't range it. Now close. Let's check that variability. Now let me say this, you know, ideally, if I was a real scope tester, and I'm really not, I would do all kinds of interesting stuff like shoot, change the magnification level, shoot again, see if there's been any variability. Having shot a whole bunch of scopes in TMP over the years, so I find that most of the major manufacturers, their tracking is pretty darn good. I've only had like 1 failure of it, and that was with Operation Red Skies in 2022 on my Smith & Wesson M&P 10. I think that was a Nikon. Yeah, and that sucker stopped tracking. It just did not track. Okay, let's do this close one right here. So is it recommended? Absolutely, dude. Totally recommended. Would I recommend it over the Swamp Fox, Arrowhead, Strike Eagle products? I can't say anything bad about those scopes. Some of them are going to come at a lower price level than this one. I'm just saying this is in the running. This is a great scope. Rapid fire. Oh my goodness. Excellent. Excellent. Get the word out video. Sig MSR scope range. When I say range, I'm talking about the entire line. This will be the introduction, at least in TMP for this. I did note when I went to SHOT Show, I did not see the Sig guys there. I thought that was a little bit weird. Maybe they are all prideful that they won the contract for the XM7. I think the company itself is doing pretty darn good. And I will say I have a love-hate relationship with Sig. Yeah, let's check out this side. I promised I would. And by the way, I've left this Stag 3G as it came. I may coat it in the future, but for now it's just staying as it came. Nice, heavy stainless steel barrel. Great for a tester, AR15. So here's your adjustment for illumination. What I always do, and one thing Sig should have done, is put like fluorescent orange on the 0, fluorescent orange marking here, so a guy knows immediately that it's off. I do notice that everything on this scope is quality. This has just a really positive feel to it. And your battery, your 2032, will be right here. O-ring sealed. IPX7 waterproofness, by the way, in case you're wondering. And again, look at the quality of the rings there. The milled aluminum rings, the cantilever mount. And there's that horizontal line I made reference to earlier in this Get the Word Out video. There you go. Recommended, links below. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm all through the years with my work here in the nutnfancy project. I wish you guys all the best. Peace, prosperity in this clown world we find ourselves in. Hopefully we'll be able to possess legally and shoot these types of guns for many years to come. I suspect we will not be able to, and you're going to have to go underground to keep them. That's just what I'm thinking. Nutnfancy, see ya.